Looking for a little bit of clarity in your situation? Go ahead and grab that journal, find your favorite pen, a cozy spot, because this is Journal Party Live, and tonight we got 10 prompts that are going to help you sort through your current situation and come out the other side with a little bit of clarity. My name's Alex Gellner. I'll be your host this evening.
Party live, let's groove and glide. Come on now, hands on fire, thoughts taking flight. Together we shine, words intertwine. Get funky, Journal Party Live, it's journaling time.
What is up, party people? All right, we got some people trickling in. If you're just showing up, say what's up. Let me know who's here. And we'll get this party rocking soon enough. What's up, Mary? How you doing? I like the dancing emojis. We got some grooving tunes tonight. Some funky soul for your soul. Yeah. We'll give everybody about 5 minutes or so to trickle in. And then we'll get rocking. Katie's in the house. What's up, Katie? How you doing? Thanks for showing up on the YouTubes, getting us those views that we need. It's journaling time. It sure is. Ruth's here from Dallas. What's up, Ruth? Good to see you again. Okay, just getting everything ready over here. All right, normally we have a few more people trickling in by now. You know what? I didn't send the email on today. Oops. Well, we sent out a bunch of other notifications. I hate emailing everybody too much. You know, you guys all get enough emails. Teachers in the house. Out there. Good to see you again. Of course, if you're new, definitely let me know. I always got to do my spiel for the newbies so everyone knows what's going on. All right, we got a first timer here, Kathy Poo. Cool name. All right, Kathy. Well, since you're new, I don't know if we've had any other newbies in the house. This will be, at least for now, primarily addressed to you. Everyone else has heard me say this 1,000 times. Anyway, Kathy, what you're seeing on your screen right now, this here is the Journal Party guided journaling platform. We also have a mobile version available for you. You can download that by visiting the Apple App Store or Google Play. And you can also just visit app.journalparty.com or just journalparty.com. And at the top of the page, you'll see a link to all of our programs here. And basically, unlike other journaling apps, you don't actually write into this one. We are primarily a group of pen and paper journalers here. And this guided journaling platform that we've built is primarily meant to be a companion for your journal. And so every week we release new programs, new guided journaling programs. And they're basically just lists of prompts. And we usually have timers associated with the prompts so that you can at any time find a program that matches whatever it is that you're going through, and then be able to be led through a guided journaling experience that is focused and productive and doesn't necessarily take too long. I think while stream of consciousness journaling is definitely a cornerstone to my journaling routine, sometimes I do find that, I'm spinning my wheels a little bit and just, maybe writing for the sake of writing. And so, while there's definitely a place for just straight up stream of consciousness writing, if you know what it is that you want to work through, you can very easily use this platform to create that space for yourself and get through it. And so this here is Journal Party Live. So every week we get together and we like to stream the newest programs that are available inside of the Journal Party app. So you don't actually need the app for this evening. I will stream it for you. And the way it works, let me open up one of these programs here. This is the new one, Clarity. This is what we're going to go through tonight. So you'll see here we have a playlist of prompts, and inside of the app there's player control, so you can pause and skip around. But for tonight, we're going to go through 10 prompts. We've got 3 minutes allocated per prompt. That's usually enough for us, but if you ever need to go back, you can either go through the guided journaling programs here, or also in the app we have a Journal Party Live section where you can play the replays of these streams if you prefer to have it be more of a communal sort of thing. So if you feel like you got more in the tank on any of these prompts, make a note of it, and if you haven't written down the prompt, you can always go and take a look at it later. These sessions are typically pretty casual. Sometimes we jump into some headier topics and some topics that are a little bit more difficult. This one, I guess it's going to depend on what you got going on in your life. The purpose of this particular program is to create a little bit of awareness around whatever your current situation is, and then start to find areas of uncertainty as well as certainty, so you can hopefully come out the other side with a little bit of clarity. That's one of the things that we hear a lot from our members, is that they're looking for clarity on whatever is going on in their life. That tends to be one of the main reasons I journal, is that I've got a lot going on up in my head here, and it really helps to get it out on the page. And when we actually have a specific intention to find clarity around a certain topic or subject, it tends to be that those insights tend to be forthcoming. And speaking of insights, at the end of this, what we'll be doing is just kind of having a little bit of a community powwow. So after we go through all the prompts, you never have to share what you wrote, but it is always nice to take any insights that you do have and then share them with the tribe here. So it'll take us about 30 minutes to get through the prompts, and then we'll all hang out at the end, and we can talk about our insights or anything else. This is super casual. I will say don't freak out if you don't know exactly what to write when you see the prompt. Just try to get that pen moving and go with it. And also, don't be surprised if the insights show up later, whether that's later this evening, later this week, month, year, etc. I think just the act of creating this space for yourself is going to be a very useful thing for you. So with that said, we've got this really great program set up this evening. I know that I need a little bit of clarity in my current situation. We've got a lot going on here at Journal Party. A lot of new information, a lot of things where, unfortunately things are out of our control. And, so it helps to have some, wisdom and understanding around what it is that you can control and what you can't control. And, personally, I'm looking forward to dive a little bit deeper into that so that I can figure out what our next moves here are with Journal Party, because we got something great that's growing, but, with so many moving parts, it definitely helps to be mindful of what's going on, so that at least for my sake, so that I can serve you all better. So that's selfishly why I created this program this evening. But I know you guys all have all sorts of different things going on in all your different walks of life, and so I know you're going to get a lot out of this. And so I'm really excited that you joined us this evening. I will read the prompts and then kind of fade off into the background, keep the music going, etc. Feel free to chat in the chat box on the side. Make this your party. This is for you. So always here, let me know if the music's too loud or too soft, whatever it is. We want to make this a fun and engaging experience for everybody. So appreciate you showing up, and I guess it's about time to get this party started. All right, so let me take a quick look here, make sure I didn't leave anything undone. All right, we've got a few more people joining us. We've got Teresa's in the house, first timer. Welcome. Hopefully you caught the whole spiel there. It looks like you showed up 6:03. So yeah, I think that you probably heard the deal. Let's see. Okay. All right. Surrey Cat's having a long week. Likes the app. Awesome. And you're very welcome, Kathy, and thanks for grabbing the app. I think you'll find it useful. And we typically release programs every week, so um, if you don't see a program that you need in there, let us know. I love writing these things, and when I don't have the expertise or wherewithal to address a certain issue, in the case of things that are deep like mental health, full disclosure, I am not a mental health expert. So while we may share some insights on those things, always make sure that you're getting advice from the appropriate sources. And in that spirit, it's very important to us that we don't lead you astray. So know that any of the programs that do have to do with mental health, we do get those checked out by therapists, friends of ours. So all right, as that song ends, I'm going to take a deep breath. I think it's time to get this party started. All right, folks, let me hit the start now button here. I will read the prompts and disappear. All righty, your first prompt of the evening. Current situation. Describe your current situation in one sentence. How does it make you feel? All right, next prompt. What is the biggest challenge you're facing right now? How has it impacted your daily life? Let me get my big head out of here. Clear insight. Write about one thing that is currently clear to you. Why is this clarity important? Next prompt. Sources of confusion. List some things that are causing confusion or uncertainty. How can you start to address them? Imagined clarity. Imagine you've gained complete clarity on your situation. What's the first thing you would do? First step. What is one step you can take today to feel more in control of your situation? Past lessons. Think of a past situation where you found clarity. What helped you get there, and how can you apply that now? Emotional blocks. Identify any emotions that are clouding your judgment. How can you manage them to see more clearly? Letting go, my favorite. What do you need to let go of to gain a clearer perspective on your current situation? Certainty. Write down one thing you are certain about right now, no matter how small. How can you build on that certainty? Alrighty, party people, how did we do? Let me know in the chat if you're new. Typically, what we do at this point in the in the live stream is we take a look at what we've written and see if we've emerged with any insights that would potentially be useful for the group. Feel free to share any of those. You never have to share what you've written, but if you have something you'd like to share with the class, then please do. Let me get this ticker out of the way. There we go. Yeah, and I usually start people off because I know it takes a minute to collect your thoughts and then type them in, and we always got a little bit of a live stream delay here. This was actually really nice for me. You know, I good thing, right? It's good. It's a good thing. This thing that I put so much stock in is actually beneficial, at least for me. So I hope you guys got as much as I did out of it. So let me see. I highlighted a couple of things here that I wanted to share. So in terms of past lessons, like that was originally a prompt that I was having some trouble with. I was looking at that was the one where it was like, okay, you know, think about a situation in the past where you were able to gain clarity and you know, what is it that you have learned from that experience, and I was just trying to think about, you know, past instances where I've achieved that clarity that I was looking for, and what eventually percolated up for me was that I've never really found clarity while I've been in a state of disarray, right? When there's so much going on and when you're like perturbed, it's very difficult for things to stabilize in your mind and for you to actually get that clarity that you're looking for. And, you know, there were some additional prompts about that. You know, the prompts that were immediately following that were all about emotions. And so it was, you know, apropos. I think they all kind of built off of one another. And so, I mean, I think a lot of it is about, you know, doing whatever it is that you can do. But at a certain point, you kind of have to put those emotions down. And at least for me, the biggest thing is like letting go of my own self-importance. I was thinking about the different, you know, emotional blocks, and for me, there's three that you know are particularly difficult: lust, anger, and pride. And when I say lust, I don't mean like, ooh, there's, you know, a hot chick, like not that kind of lust, but more so in that, you know, I'm really lusting after a certain outcome. You know, in my case for Journal Party, you know, I put a lot of time and effort and resources into this because I'm really lusting after this situation where we have this, you know, growing self-reflective collective that everybody's getting a lot out of. Not only that, but I also want it to be something, you know, that's not just a side project for me. You know, this is something that I really enjoy doing, and I want it to be something that comes with ease. And in that quest, I tend to put a lot of effort in. And when something doesn't go my way, I experience a lot of anger around that. And you know, in these past couple of weeks, we've been having some difficulties in terms of like logistics, like e-commerce type of stuff. We've been having some issues with the people that ship our merchandise, you know, sending people the wrong stuff and stuff like that. And, you know, I get so angry, and part of it's that pride that I was talking about, because, you know, I take a lot of pride in how much effort that I put in, because I'm lusting so much after this ideal outcome. And so like when somebody drops the ball, and it's something that's out of my control, like it's really easy when I drop the ball because I can go like, oh, stupid, you know, like let me just fix it. But when it's someone else, it's like, oh, how dare you? And so I was just thinking like, gosh, you know, the next one was like letting go. It's like, that's exactly what I need to let go of. I mean, you know, not to say that we don't want people to, you know, do their jobs and keep their promises. I think that's, you know, obviously very important. But I think the other thing that's really important is, you know, letting go of being so smart, having things turn out a certain way. And you know, I'm sure you've all probably experienced this. Like when you do let go of things, needing to be a certain way, your way, oftentimes what you're served up by the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, oftentimes it's better than what it is that you initially had hoped for yourself, that you were so concerned about being the way that you wanted it to be. So that was something that it's something that I know, like, this is like wisdom that I've come across multiple times. But that's the best thing about journaling, is that like you can really hone into your headspace and see it. Like I needed to see these words on the page for me to do that, and suddenly that anger, that pride, it sort of evaporates, and I'm left with the things that I do need. I need patience. I need to have some trust in this awesome community that we've built. I'm so proud of the fact that we can, that we have this space that we can all come together and work on ourselves and just hang out and have some fun. And I think like that's the most important thing. Like when I'm angry or prideful or really needing things to be a certain way, like things stop being fun, and this is supposed to be a lot of fun. So I think I was able to kind of unlock that for myself, and I'm really happy about it. So that's my share. I see you guys typing in some different things here, so let me take a look. It's always nice to see the insights from the community here. Mary says, for certainty, I still have a job, and as far as I know, I can handle a different job. People who say otherwise are just kids or rednecks who know jack squat. Jack squat. Pretty good. Yeah. Well, gotta be able to trust yourself too. Deidre says, I wrote that change is inevitable and it's constant. Just nonstop, right? Neither good nor bad, just different. Sparks thought and growth. Prompt number 3. Yeah, that's a good share. It's often the meaning that that we derive from things is the meaning that we assign to things, and I think that's like a sort of like a Zen or maybe even Taoist sort of principle, which is that nothing is perhaps nothing's good or bad, but maybe it's the thinking that makes it so. And I think there's like a Ford quote that's like, whether you think you can or you can't, you're correct. And I think there's something to that. So it's really, I think, helpful to be able to have some awareness around that and make a choice that's helpful in terms of the meaning that you assign to things. Mary says, I use some different words for jack squat. That's why I was laughing at that earlier. I saw that sneaking in under there. Pretty funny. Ruth says, this helped me put some things into perspective. Good. I'm glad when this stuff works. I need to hear that too, because sometimes I'm like, I hope I'm not just tooting my own horn and making stuff up. But I don't think so. I think this is a shared experience that we're all getting a lot out of. So appreciate you all. Kathy says, I struggle with that prompt too. I've always had a more adult to vent to, and now I don't have one. Yeah, weird thing. Like when you start to realize that the authorities that you run to, the adults that you run to, may not be on better authority than you are. So hopefully you can cultivate the wisdom and trust in yourself, because eventually that's what you're left with, right? Yeah. There's not always a guru to run to. So kill your gurus and be your own. It's kind of the thing I like about Journal Party. I there's so many people on the internet telling you what to do and how to think and making huge promises and everything like that. And I think what's cool about this is that I know I'm sharing my own insights, but like I don't want to ever be the one to tell you how to think or how to solve your own problems. I think ideally we guide you to your own inner guru, your inner sage, the one that is sitting on top of this greater wisdom that it often just gets masked by the roles that we have to play day to day and the dramas that we play out, our stories and things like that. And so Yeah. Well, I hope you found the rest of the prompts easy enough, and no sweat if some of these are a little bit more difficult. I mean, there's no wrong way to do this, and I think just even having the intention to find improvement in a certain area, and then at least dedicating some space and time to that, it tends to yield results for me at least. Leah says, clarity is like confirmation from the universe that I am on the right path. Yeah, isn't it great when you get that affirmation? And you know what though? I think like something that I've been wrestling with this week is the other side of all that confidence and confirmation is doubt. Sometimes you're left with a bit of a void, and I think that to face that sort of void can be a little bit scary, but I mean, I guess that's why we have all these tools like journaling, meditation, yoga, whatever it is that helps you tap into to something deeper. Because again, those stories can be so intoxicating, and it's for me. Like I can only speak to my own experience. Like it's so easy for me to get self-righteous and all in my own self-importance, and then when you actually find that silence in the depths within is when peace emerges out of that, and peace and clarity. So I hope you found that. Mary's the same girl. I probably should have put this in my journal, but I feel like I let go of everything for desirable results that will never happen. That's an interesting one. Feel free to say more on that. I can only give my hot take on it. Yeah, I feel like I let go of everything for desirable results that will never happen. Yeah, okay, so gosh, I mean, less so these days because I've been having a little bit more success from just different efforts compounding and paying off. But man, when a lot of things go wrong at once, which just tends to happen, like these random rogue waves of things that you weren't anticipating or expecting, at least in, again, going back to my own experience, because that's the only way I can relate. It's real easy to sort of get capsized by those rogue waves and start to like, I would tell myself this story that like maybe these outcomes, like these really desirable outcomes that I want so badly, the ones that I'm lusting after, like maybe that's like a lie. Maybe people aren't really happy and successful, and you start to tell yourself these stories, and you start to maybe believe that those sorts of things aren't in the cards for you. And I know from experience that's a really tough place to be in. There were a lot of the years of my 20s, a lot of uncertainty there, and a lot of outcomes that I was really, really hoping for just didn't pan out that way. And it's really tough because you really are rooting for those things. But what I will say is that in just kind of letting go of things needing to happen my way, that space and void has been filled by things that are so much better than I could have ever imagined. I really thought that a happy love life was not in the cards for me after some severe disappointments in that realm. And happy to say, I'm getting married to the love of my life in March, and can't wait for that. And like just the life that we've been able to put together is just so much better than I could have ever imagined for myself. And prior to to that becoming a thing, like there was a story that I was telling myself, like it's not even a thing. Like people are lying to themselves about that. And had similar experiences with financial goals and work related goals that I had set out to achieve. Like maybe this success that I want for myself is just, it's like a lie. Like maybe like they, like everyone, like, I mean, I guess there's a whole lot of BS going around on like Instagram with like influencers and stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but like, it's real easy to convince yourself that those things aren't ever going to happen for you. And I'm here to say that, I hope you can break out of that, and that you get everything that you want. And don't be surprised if it's not what you want, but be open to the possibility that it could be better. That's Fortunately, I've been blessed to have that be my scenario. Althea says, sometimes I don't trust myself enough that I'm capable, and I have to affirm myself and not be so hard on me. That's true too. As much as you need to find grace for others, I think it's also really, really important to be nice to yourself. And I think journaling's maybe the best self-care activity out there. So I think just by doing this for yourself, you are being nice to yourself, and hopefully you're in these pages, you're able to affirm yourself and find a little bit of that grace, because you do deserve it. So always appreciate you here, Althea. Alvina says, a prompt: how you feel when people trespass on your space without your permission with their stories or secrets without asking you first. That's one I would have to spend a little bit of time with. But thanks for sharing. Kathy Pooh says, my biggest thing is I lost myself in being a mom, and now I'm trying to find myself, trying to juggle being hands-on in their lives when they're adults, but I don't know how to just be me. That's interesting. I mean, obviously I'm not a mother, so can't fully relate to that, but I do know what it's like to wrap yourself up in a certain identity, and we all do it, right? We all have these. I mentioned this earlier. Like, there's these roles that we adopt because it's part of playing the game of life. You have to show up in a society in a certain way, and people have certain expectations about that. And I guess what's coming to mind for me is that, talk about expectations. It's like, well, what are your expectations for yourself? Because I think part of being a mom are you have expectations for your kids and the life that you want to create for them. But it's easy to see how you might have lost that for yourself. And so, I guess it kind of goes back to self-care, right? And so it's really good that, you're able to sit down and create this space for yourself. And it's okay if you don't have the answers. That was another thing that I was writing down here is I rarely find the clarity that I'm looking for when I'm continuously asking myself for answers that I've already asked myself for and that I don't have. It's a bit of a vicious cycle. I mean, I think it's one thing to have a prompt and give it space and have a good think on it. But if you keep asking yourself for an answer, you keep asking your mind, what the answer is, and your mind isn't able to produce that answer, then what tends to happen is you start to beat yourself up, and then you feel bad, and then you go back to your mind and say, why don't you have that answer? Give me that answer. And then you don't have it, so you beat yourself up for it. And so a lot of it, I think, is just letting go of that. We talk a lot about letting go here, and I think it's super important. If you don't know how to just be me, okay. That's okay. It's okay to not have that answer. Nobody, hopefully nobody is holding you too rigorously to an expectation that they have for how you are supposed to be. That's something that you get to create. So even if you don't know how exactly you would like to create that experience for yourself, I mean, I think just even allowing yourself to be creative in that sense and create that space for yourself. Try to bear witness to who you are. And I think that when you're not focusing so much on the expectations of others, or even yourself, organically, a beautiful self will emerge. Because I think deep down, I think all of us have this pristine, beautiful soul, beautiful self that is just dying to have the mask and this whole facade ripped off of it so that it can just fully express itself, because it's a beautiful and whole thing. And so I wish the best for you in that endeavor. I hope that you find that wholeness and that peace. And I know it's there. I know we're just meeting this evening, but I do believe that if you're the type of person that shows up, with the intent to be brave and work on yourself, then absolutely you are, you are a worthy individual. You are a worthy soul, and that in and of itself is beautiful. And so, other themes this evening: be kind to yourself. Just allow it to come up, and don't be too hard on yourself, because I think look, if you were a mom and obviously you cared about being a mom, that's also a beautiful thing. It's a role, and things are constantly changing. And so as you shed a certain version of that role that you may have put a lot of stock into, hopefully you can have some fun in exploring what emerges in the new space that has been created for you. So that's my wish for you. And of course, I'm not a mother, so I can't claim to fully relate to the scenario, nor can I understand it. But I do believe that you deserve, that you matter, and that you deserve to find that the peace that comes with that understanding. Teresa, I enjoyed this. I've been wanting to journal for years. Started but never followed through. This gives me a good platform to start. The questions are really insightful. And she's also been struggling with the same thing as you, Kathy. So that's great. Yeah. Look, like these are just questions, right? There's no magic in them. It's just like your mind and your heart are incredibly powerful, but left to their own devices, they can maybe lead you astray. And so we try to put questions in front of you that will help you access the wealth of knowledge that's within, and hopefully it's actionable for you. And oops, we lost the music here. Kathy says, thank you. I appreciate this so much. Set my alarm for the next one. Yes, we got her. Appreciate you. It's awesome. Yeah, we try to do these every week. Actually, we haven't missed one in quite a long time. We've been really good about it. And like I said, we drop these programs every week. So even if you miss it, you can always hop into the app and catch a nice session. And as I mentioned before, if you don't see something that you're working on, let me know. We always need inspiration and ideas for new programs. And also, if you enjoyed this evening's session, I'd like to invite you to check out our podcast as well. It's a little bit shorter. Typically, we do 5 prompts in the podcast, and I host it, funky music, and we always pick a topic every week, and they take about 15 to 20 minutes, but you can just, pop those on, and I read the prompts and kind of DJ in the background, and I edit it, so it's a little less choppy than some of these. So that's one of my favorite things to do. And talk about going strong. I think we just dropped like the 104th episode in a row. That means I did that 104 weeks in a row, which I'm super proud of. I gotta check that pride, but I think that's a cool thing to be able to, have consistently shown up in that way. And, not only for you, but for myself. I mean, as much as I would love to say that this is a completely altruistic thing, like the practice of journaling, was a solitary one for me for the longest time, and still is in a lot of the times that I journal. And I think this pursuit, just to be better, just to have the the best experience that we can in this life, if we can help it. I'm glad that I've been able to share that with everybody. And so, yeah, please check out the podcast. I put a lot of work into it, and I know you're going to love it. Alvina says, we grow the more we learn, and we learn the more we grow. Absolutely. Well, I think that's a pretty good quote to end us off for the evening. I want to thank you all for being a part of this. Again, check out that podcast. We drop a new episode every Monday. You can find it just by visiting journalparty.com, or going wherever you get your podcasts. Get the app. If you want to support us, we try to keep this free every week, and it will remain free. But we did just put up a store at journalparty.com. So if you ever need a fancy journal, or a scented pen, or goofy sticker or something like that, check it out. It all helps us put this show on. And yeah, like I said, we're working on some things with our warehouse. Some of you guys may get some extra stuff because they've been sending people things that they didn't order. That's always fun. But you know what? chalk it up to the growing pains of a small business with a big heart. And I want to thank you all for being a part of it. Folks, I am exhausted. Got no more words for you all, but thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, rest of your week, and as always, I'm Alex Gallner.